Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And today, continuing on our journey back in time, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generation 1 Headmaster HIGHBROW. Another wonderful G1 figure that I went back and picked up while I was at BotCon, kind of getting ready for the Titan Returns line to come out. This guy actually is really very fun. Now, again, much like all these other Headmasters that I've been taking a look at, there are kind of two versions of HIGHBROW. In the original G1 cartoon, HIGHBROW was everything that you see right here. And then he voluntarily went through like a Headmaster program to take his head off and have it controlled by a Niblonian named Gort. Now, in the Japanese series, that never took place. This is getting him out of the little cockpit thing here. This is actually HIGHBROW. And in the original, North America cartoon, this is Gort. So, again, it depends on your whole personal preference on who you want to look at it as. I like thinking of him as HIGHBROW. The other thing that is kind of interesting is that in both continuities, HIGHBROW is really one of the smartest of the Autobots, or at least in terms of the Headmasters. But in the Japanese series, he's not as egotistically smart as he is in the North American series. It's one thing that I really didn't like about the whole rebirth version of HIGHBROW here. The Japanese character just is much more level-headed, but still is very intelligent. So setting him there for right now, you can see you do have the opening cockpit. Overall, really cool look. You got this dual rotor kind of system going here. You just spin these around and he goes flying in the air. He's got his guns that store underneath his wings here. And then obviously you have the stickers and everything, very G1 in terms of those stickers. Unfortunately, I did get one that was broken. It doesn't affect things too much. I'll show that off here, but it's actually on that hand. But this is one of the more, I don't want to say really involved transformations, but it's definitely different than what we got, with Hardhead and Chrome Dome. Now, taking a look first at, we'll just call him Gort for the sake of making things easy, because I'll keep saying HIGHBROW and it'll confuse people. But again, real nice molded detail. You can see that the chest and the head are different. The arms and the legs are the exact same as pretty much all the other Autobot Headmasters, if I'm not mistaken. They just reuse those. The Decepticons reuse different arms and legs, so they did change them for the Decepticons, but real cool look on it. Come around here to the back. Obviously, you have his little flap that covers up his face, kind of just hangs out there. His articulation, again, you just rotate these arms up. That's all you really have. You have hinges here for his waist, and then you got knees, but the knees do separate, but they're also attached at the knee, so you're kind of stuck with it. To transform him, you rotate that around, getting that lined up, you lift that up, and again, you can see that all these characters have different levels for these tabs that give them different powers and abilities. Overall, really cool look for this guy as well, so setting that back there. Coming to the figure himself, again, really cool look on him. To transform him, we're just going to fold these back like so. They all collapse in. I guess you can come around here, take these little guns out just like that. And then this part actually, because it's an older figure, it does stick a lot. So this, you just pull these down. That's really stiff. And then you rotate them around just like so. There really isn't a front, so to speak. I mean, both of them have the exact same paint details, or I should say sticker details, and then molded detail, but you can see that this has a little wheel, so that is what you want to have facing the bottom in his helicopter mode. So you just rotate that around, fold these bits back just like so. Angle up a little bit, bring this back. Now you can take these, some people will take them and put them up like that. It doesn't really matter. I mean, or you can just leave them down and they're now dangling there. I guess it's personal preference. I'll leave them up here just for the sake of it, and then you put that back just like so. Again, we got the whole Headmaster gimmick, so straightening that out, bringing this down just like that. Then you take the head. Oh, I should show you that. This is the one that I was saying that was broken. You have the little tab right here. You slide this down. This one's perfectly fine, and then give that a nice little pull to get all the way out there, and these just keep flopping down, so I'm going to leave them. Who cares? This one, though, unfortunately, you can see the tab here, but it has broken off of the actual plastic on the inside for the hand. But fortunately, I mean, you can just kind of wiggle that, shake it a little bit, and get your hand in there on mine and pull it all the way down just like so. I mean, I still have the tab there. I mean, it's just kind of wedged in there, strangely enough. But there you have his hands done. Then you just take the head, Plug that in there, and then again, a different tab gives you a different kind of readout here. It looks maybe about 7 or so across the board for his speed, strength, and intelligence. But, I mean, he was always a smarter character, so it kind of bothers me that he doesn't have a little bit higher of an intelligence level. I mean, I don't really care all that much, honestly, but you do have that, and then you just take his guns, plug those little guys right in there, just like so, kind of position that, and there you have Highbrow. Again, in the North American series, this whole thing is Highbrow, whereas in the Japanese series, this is just a lifeless body that is controlled by this guy who is Highbrow. So, I just think it's a much better rounded out story. And the guy looks really very cool. Like I said, I mean, you can do with these kind of as you see fit. I mean, like I said, some people will prefer to just kind of rotate them up like that, so they're not dangling down there, and you don't really see it. It kind of adds a little bit extra stuff on here, so it is all just a matter of your personal preference, I guess. I don't care all that much. But overall, really cool looking figure on this guy. He was one of my favorites, like I said, because he was kind of, in addition to Brainstorm, you know, one of the smart guys on the show. So I really kind of just gravitated towards those overall characters, and this was one that I liked. Now for his articulation, again, the head is locked. You can rotate the shoulders all the way around. This little bit here will kind of flop and get in the way of things as you're doing it, so it's whatever. The hands kind of move in, nothing at the waist or anything. But overall, like I said, a real cool look on him. And there's a little bit more, well, I mean, not even really, when you think about it. There's not as much involved with this. I mean, you just pull his legs down. So it's a less involved transformation than Chrome Dome and Hardhead, but it is different. So now to transform him back, you take these, pop those off, collapse those up. You bring that up just like so as well. Go ahead and take his head off. Like I said, you want to rotate at the waist here so that the wheel is facing the bottom. This part can be a little bit hard, so usually I just slap it a little bit and that collapses it all the way in. Bring those out, bring this around, lock that into place, rotate these bits down just like that, and then you just spread these out into a little rotor thingy-bobber. So get that out like so. Come on, rotate out. There we go. Silly thing. Put that there, and then you can open up the little cockpit. It opens forward, which is kind of cool. Take whatever you want to call this guy, rotate the head around, or the little flap around. Again, I like putting the arms up, just gives some play value, makes me think that he's really piloting the little helicopter. Tuck him in there like so. Close that. And then you have these little weapon holes down here that store his weapons very nicely. Get that in there, and it looks pretty good, so get that in there. And there you have Highbrow back in his helicopter. Again, another really fun G1 toy. Depending on your continuity, you may have more of an attachment to this guy than someone else. I mean, if you watch the Japanese series, I mean, it's a full-on season of these guys, so you get a lot more backstory on them. Yeah, you may have more of an attachment to him. So, I mean, I think he's cool. Obviously, he's not as complex as some of our new Transformers, but as a longtime Transformer fan, I really do like this guy, and I'm very excited about getting the Titan Return figures. And again, leading up to those reviews, I'll be taking a look at all the original G1 Headmasters just to kind of give you an idea of where they've come from and why they kind of look how they do now. So hopefully you enjoy this trip down memory lane, and if you do, don't forget to please like and comment, and be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you never miss a future review of mine. And as always, until next time, I'll talk to you later.